Testing 1, 2. Okay. Hey, what would you see? Please follow, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. So I wasn't feeling too well yesterday, but I'm definitely feeling better today. So I was thinking we'd watch 2 YouTube videos. Hold on, give me a second. Now that I had to grab my phone right before I came on the screen. I went watching 2 YouTube videos of interest before we jump into a game I was gonna play today. I was thinking about playing another game, but I'm not sure if I would. I don't know how I feel about that game. I don't know how I feel about the game. In fact, you know what? I am good. Yeah, I might as well just play it. I might as well, but not right now. Like I was thinking about playing something else. That's why it took me so long to get on stream. Actually, I needed to bid it. It was a bit of setup that I needed that took longer than expected because something went missing. And anyways, that's not important. What's important is let's just jump into what I wanted to watch real quick.
We'd like a hot dog for every country where visa is accepted.
Okay.
Australia, Canada, Mexico, Argentina.
Oh my God.
United States. Are these cooked? Is this?
This is a 4-leaf clover. Okay, fine, it's a 3-leaf clover.
Because I've never actually found a 4-leaf clover. Most people watching this haven't either. Maybe we're all just unlucky, but I always thought you could do it if you really tried.
I will never.
So I gave it my best shot in Prospect Park, New York. The world record for a 4-leaf clover collection is 118,791, set by Gabriella Gerhardt of Wisconsin. So they can't be that rare.
It's hard to even tell where I've looked and where I haven't. I literally see nothing. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Just kidding, psych.
Did you see how worried I was? Not at all.
This is harder than I thought it would be, honestly.
After 2 hours of searching, I found none.
Nothing?
But maybe I just hadn't given myself enough time.
Oh my gosh. The world record is 451, also by Gabriella.
Okay, clearly I was doing something wrong.
Record.
Here's the thing. By the numbers, 4-leaf clovers should be almost impossible to find.
From 2015 to 2018, Dr. Uli and Lydia Sperling conducted a search across
How many?
7.3 million clovers in 8 countries,
and found that on average, only
1 in 5,040.
or 1.98 in 10,000, had 4 leaves. And the median across different clover spots was lower, down to
1.56 per 10,000.
meaning most patches fell below this average rate.
I didn't realize
But
they were
even
so
these
rare.
stats don't tell us what is the actual frequency of 4-leaf clovers in a normal person's life. Truly, how likely are you to ever find one?
Is that one right there? Isn't that literally one right there?
Of course, it starts with learning from the best.
Is there a chance I walk out of today having not found any 4-leaf clovers?
You will find a 4-leaf clover.
And everyone I take out, I have tons of people that are like, I've never found one. I was like, come with me.
Have you ever had anyone not find any?
Never.
I spent 2 hours in Prospect Park so I could bring you a clover from Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't find any.
I actually have tons of clovers from Brooklyn.
Well, this is embarrassing because I was like, I think New York maybe just doesn't have clovers.
But that's the magic of this video. Gabriella doesn't find her clovers because of something in Wisconsin. It's because of her.
A lot of my friends are like, well, of course you're gonna do well in Wisconsin. It must be the place with the most clovers, right? Like they think it's geographic.
Oh, and I found them all over the world. Hobbiton in New Zealand, by the Eiffel Tower. Found them in Iceland, Lake Como, Italy.
So if you're wondering if you can ever find one, the first good news is, wherever you are in the world, if you have clovers, you have four-leaf ones. And clovers grow almost everywhere. The rest is just dry desert or covered rainforest. Now, a critical rule. The word clover refers to about 300 different species of plants, all united by one thing, the genus name Trifolium, or three leaves. So it would be special for any of them to have four leaves. But ever since the first mention of a lucky four-leaf clover in an English play from 1620, the hunt has focused around a single species. A traditional four-leaf clover is not.
Marsilia quadrifolia is the most common one that I see like other four-leaf clover sellers selling.
Which isn't even a clover and always has four leaves.
There's a lot of oxalis,
which has heart-shaped leaves, and also isn't a clover, though that hasn't stopped people from using it as one.
Red clover does look very visually similar, but the biggest distinction are the flowers. Red clover has red flowers, and it's very, very tall, pasture-type cover crop.
The only valid species is white clover. It has white-pink flowers, more circular leaves, and sometimes this light chevron pattern. Its scientific name is Trifolium repens, or creeping clover, because it stays low to the ground. It's also the most common clover in the world. Actually, this whole map is just for white clover. So if you're on here, you have hope. And I have no excuse.
There is one here.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I can show you where this one is because you're going to find a different one. But there's one right here.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So there's our first one of the day.
I feel like I would have seen this and been like, oh, three-leaf clover. Like I would have just missed the little one. So many. I don't even know what to do or like.
Yeah, like how to approach them. Oh, here's another one too. Here's another one. Looks nice, different color.
Wow.
What?
There's one right here, which is really pretty. And then there's another one right here.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready to give up on this patch.
I know. You want me to tell you a little bit about how
I want to learn the techniques, but I can tell you what I did in Brooklyn. Yes. So I got on my hands and knees and I kind of just was like looking like in a grid and ruffling my fingers through them. And then I would go to the next patch, get on my knees and just comb through. And 2 hours of nothing.
I was looking.
I think that's how most people approach it. The key is you don't try as hard. If you're looking at individual clovers, it's like almost impossible to find one.
So trick number one.
What you do is like I stand when I'm clover hunting and you let your eyes scan. What I like to say is you're trying to find the easiest to find four-leaf clover in the area. Why would you spend your time trying to find the one that's hard when there might be an easy one down the street?
Got it.
So moving is actually important.
Just zoom out. Zoom out. What?
Just keep moving.
Which leads into trick number two.
And sometimes the angle is wrong. Like sometimes that's why walking I think can help because it's like sometimes you need to give yourself a slightly different angle to see it.
Scan.
We're like, oh, I didn't see one from that angle. I'm gonna try over here and see if I find one. We're very good at seeing patterns if you let your brain do the work. And so what you're trying to do is see the entire picture and not the individual clovers.
With practice, this pattern recognition can get insane.
And sometimes I can even tell from like the car, and I'm like, there's something about this that looks like a mutated area.
From a moving car?
Yeah, like I'll be like, I want to stop there. And like I can just tell. I can find them sometimes. I play ultimate frisbee and I found some when I was running. Last week I was running. This is I would check this area out.
What is making you think that area is good?
I saw a couple.
That's
what I know.
I see, okay, I was like, what's the technique?
But here's what I want you to do. I don't want you to look at each individual clover.
Okay.
Because you know there's one here.
There's one here.
Walk around, take some deep breaths, just let your eyes scan.
Okay, okay.
Which gives us probably the most important trick, number three. Zone out.
If you're looking for something, like you're almost like trying too hard.
Right.
It's a mindfulness exercise. So that's what I enjoy. Clear your mind, let your brain see the whole picture, and it'll pop out at you.
In this patch. Okay, no, I'm bending over, don't bend over.
Yeah, just kind of keep...
Like immediately I started going like...
You're like, I gotta get closer.
Right. No, zoom out. channel the Zen and just scan. I'm like talking to myself now to distract myself as I'm looking. La-di-da. I am the most casual four-leaf clover hunter in the world. Is this? There it is. Oh my gosh! Ah! Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Your very first one. This is my first four-leaf clover.
Your first one.
Oh my gosh.
Emily's very first four-leaf clover. And it's a gorgeous four-leaf clover.
It is beautiful. Oh, is this?
Yep.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Do you see how like you were distracted by talking to me and that's when you saw it?
Yes.
That's the hardest part, is getting into that meditative state for you to not focus on the individual clovers.
Oh, I see multiple. Oh, one here and one here. No, yes.
Yep.
Yes. There it is. Yay! Oh, that was a huge one.
But if four-leaf clovers are so rare, how are we doing this? Well, there is one saving grace to clover hunting.
There are literally millions of clovers just on this block. Like there's just so many in a patch. I've had patches that are like this big.
Yeah.
Where I found 1,000 clovers. Four-leaf clovers, 1,000 four-leaf clovers within them.
Within Prospect Park, there were definitely like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of four-leaf clovers.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just missed all of them.
You just didn't see enough of them.
You're being very kind about this.
So maybe four-leaf clovers are just 1 in 5,000. But the Earth simply has so much clover. And it's no coincidence I found them all next to each other.
I'm ready to go into the field, I think. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite fields. I've been collecting here for years.
So after warming up, we headed straight for Gabriella's super patch.
Oh, this is facing the wrong way though. Give me one sec. There we go. Okay, so where do we start?
It did not disappoint.
Aha! I saw this.
Very pretty one.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think I've just found another one.
Yep, definitely.
Ah!
Haha.
Wow!
As it turns out, large-scale location doesn't matter so much, but on the level of individual patches, it's everything. And the reason has to do with the origin of four-leaf clovers in the first place.
Many sources claim the four-leaf trait is a somatic or non-heritable mutation, that it's random cell error or more likely something in the environment. People love to guess that certain types of dirt or being near telephone poles or something in the air just makes that fourth leaf sprout. But scientists have long suspected that having more than 3 leaves, or the multifoliate trait, is a recessive genetic trait, ever since a 1996 study bred multifoliate clovers together and got 90% multifoliate offspring.
The thing is, clover genetics get complicated after that. Most living things have 2 copies of each of their chromosomes, a big bundle of genes. Clovers have 4. And they can't breed with themselves or their close relatives.
It suffers from inbreeding depression, but it's something where you always have to be outcrossing. It does make the genetics a lot more challenging.
That's why it took until 2010 for Dr. Wayne Parrott's lab at the University of Georgia to try to hunt down this multifoliate gene. They carefully bred 178 clover plants in different locations and seasons. But they didn't find it. Instead, they found the location of a dominant 3-leaf gene.
This is a linkage map of the chromosomes of white clover, basically a concept map of the positions of its genes. The 3-leaf gene sits right around here.
This means the 4-leaf trait isn't a single gene at all. At the very least, it has a multifoliate gene and this separate 3-leaf gene that often suppresses it. And there may be more. Finding the exact genes that determine clover leaf count is still an open mystery. To add to the mix, the study did get a higher rate of 4-leaf clovers in the summer, indicating some environmental effect.
In plant breeding, we have this whole G by E equation, the genetics as well as in the context of the environment.
But at its core, it's a genetic trait.
If the trait is not present, no matter what you do to the environment, it's not coming up. Like even if you put the plant in the sauna, you're not going to end up seeing four-leaf clovers all of a sudden, because you need that trait to be there to begin with.
Right.
And then the environment can either amplify it in one direction or the other.
So G times E, and maybe for four-leaf clovers, G slightly bigger than E.
I would lean towards that.
But this is why individual patches matter so much.
An entire patch is often just one clover plant. See, a clover isn't this little thing. It's this whole tangle of leaves and runners and a whole root system with many little clovers on it. Which means if the four-leaf trait is
I have no idea anything about this subject. You know, I just have no idea. So I'm just taking it all in.
active in the genetic code of this clover plant, the whole patch is more likely to have 4 leaves. In fact, even the term four-leaf clover is a misnomer, because a leaf on this plant is actually just the clover itself. These segments on the clover leaf are technically leaflets, so we've been looking for 4 leaflet clovers. We're super fun at parties.
Right.
So maybe Gabriella's most valuable skill is her ability to find her patches, literally individual plants, that carry the four-leaf clover mutation.
In a way, it sounds like it starts with finding the patch to begin with. Like, you can't just walk into a park and just fall down at your first patch you see and be like, oh, I'm gonna find something here.
I do have sort of a sixth sense where I'll be walking and I'm like, there's a four-leaf clover here, and I just know it. Oh, here's another one right here.
What just happened?
Which brings
That's
us to
crazy.
final tip number 4. When you find one, keep coming back.
Oh, you told me.
another
Is
one?
this
And back,
another one?
and back.
Well, here's a nice little teensy one.
Now, I knew I was going to be crawling around in the dirt all day, so to feel as clean as possible, I shaved with a Henson razor. Now, I care a lot about responsible sponsors on Rabbit Hole, so for my first one, I actually reached out to them, because I've worked with a lot of sponsors through my past YouTube jobs, and Henson is truly just a team of a dozen people like me and probably you.
They love YouTube, and they just want to nerd out about a niche question.
If blades are literally razor thin, how do you keep one sturdy enough to not flex? Because it's not good for them to flex, which is funny because growing up I always used springy razors, and in hindsight did have to press kind of hard on my legs to keep them stable.
But the Henson folks built a sturdy design that pins the blade down right on its edge so you don't have to press. Y'all get 2 seconds of my reaction the first time I used one.
Ooh.
And maybe my favorite thing as someone who loves complete comprehensiveness is that it's a lifetime product. I love stuff that lasts forever.
So click the link in the description or type the URL to check them out. Thanks to Henson for supporting Rabbit Hole.
Gosh, I'm just looking and they're just appearing.
Full confession, I was not ready for how addictive this would be.
Oh, off the road, let's go.
Yep, we're going off-road.
This is when the cars start to think we're crazy people.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm like trying to walk to the car and I can't because I'm being held by all these clovers. We're just trying to get into the car. Last search.
And there was a whole dimension to the hunt I hadn't even considered.
Did I just find a 5-leaf?
Oh,
It's got weird holes in it, but
Five-leaf clover.
That's a 5-leaf. That's absolutely.
an independent find.
It's just coming.
It's totally eaten by bugs, but a 5-leaf clover find.
This looks like a 6-leaf to me.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is. This leaf is cut in half, but this is definitely a 6-leaf clover.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This leaf just got cut by a mower.
This is why it's called the multifoliate trait instead of the 4-leaf trait. Since it's likely several genes working together, leaf count is more like a continuous dial rather than an on-off switch. Now, leaf counts above 4 haven't really been studied, but there's a perfect data set waiting for whoever wants it.
I found up to a 10-leaf clover.
Whoa.
And everything in between.
Whoa.
And I actually, if you want to look at data, since I have so many tens of thousands of clovers and year-over-year data, there's consistency in the distribution of leaf counts. So every leaf time you go up is 1 order of magnitude more
Oh,
rare.
she's actually a scientist.
But there are also subtle variations. Disclaimer, we are now on the total speculative edge of clover research.
Across all of my crosses, all my breeding lines, there is a bias towards odd number leaves. This plant, for instance, has mostly 5-leaf clovers on it. Almost every clover on this plant is 7-leaf.
What piqued my interest is that both Gabriella and the Sperling's data also bias towards odd-numbered leaves. Here, 5-leaf clovers are only 5 to 7 times less common than 4-leaf ones. But then 6-leaf clovers are 12 to 15 times less common. 7-leaf clovers are back to just 7 times less, but then 8-leaf clovers are 20 times less. If any botanists want to look into this, be my guest.
Even in a plant we've known for over 1,000 years, the clover still keeps many secrets.
Being able to convincingly say the genetic basis for 4-leaf clovers, I think would be an awesome finding.
You think it could happen in the next, decade?
There has never been a more feasible time to discover the reason before. Sequencing is cheap, plants exist to be able to do all the crosses that you need for it. I'm sure it'll be cracked at some point, yeah.
Oh wow, that's exciting.
But even if we found the exact gene for 4-leaf clovers, the Parrot Lab actually ran focus groups and found that people didn't want it. Because the challenge is the point. We can estimate their prevalence as 1 or 2 in 10,000. We can give all the hunting tips in the world. But ultimately, 4-leaf clovers are unpredictable as hell. Off the top of your head, what is the frequency of 4-leaf clovers?
Oh gosh, I hate assigning a number to this. It is so plant by plant, field by field dependent.
It was quite variable. We had sessions when we were searching for more than an hour and didn't find a single one. And then there was another session when we found 292 per 10,000.
In T-ball, no one was really hitting the ball into the outfield, and I was absolutely terrible. So my wonderful coaches placed me in the outfield, where I had nothing to do but stare at the ground looking for 4-leaf clovers. And I can never find a 4-leaf clover, no matter how many games I spent looking. And then in high school, I was waiting for the bus, and I found 2 4-leaf clovers waiting by the bench. And I was like, whoa, these are actually real.
I didn't start finding them until I was a senior in college. Just walking back from class and I spotted one. And I have a flip phone, blurry photo of it still.
Which is why it still feels special every time.
And it never gets old. I've obviously done it tens of thousands of times and it's never got old.
Wow.
So.
Actually finding these clovers is all about the passion the data could never capture.
And once you find those highly mutated patches, sometimes it was just a matter of me trying to visit everything within a week, and I would know the mowing schedule and I'd be like, oh, it's Wednesday, I gotta get to that patch before they mow it. I have been known to step into people's front yards if there's a clover patch, so
Do people know at this point? It's like, oh, it's the clover woman.
Yeah, and they're like, wait, are you that person with the records? Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you.
Now I have to confess something. This whole time, Gabriella was helping me by pointing out the best patches to look in.
There was a lot. There's at least a couple more right There's a ton more here. I actually only see one more right now. There might be more than that.
So the next day, I insisted on hunting completely on my own. But first I had to see one thing for inspiration.
This is amazing. Wow, look at all your records.
So this is the 4-leaf record. This is page 1,132.
Yes, a normal number of pages.
And then this is the 4-leaf collection record.
This is all of them.
118,791.
4-leaf clovers.
Yeah.
Are in these 6 binders.
Yeah.
This is rigorous stuff.
They aged?
I don't have anything intelligent to say. That's crazy.
Right.
Is there anywhere on your bucket list? You need to get a clover from this place?
Well, I have to go in from Ireland. Yeah. I do absolutely have to do that at some point.
And when you land, the people will welcome you as their leader.
It's hilarious.
So time to try it myself.
Okay, so yesterday I learned a lot about clover hunting, and today I'm ready to set off on my own expedition alone. Do you think I'll find any?
You absolutely will find one. And also, you got lucky. It rained last night. Overcast day. 2 of the best things that you want.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. I would think you'd find at least 10.
Whoa! I will go hunting for 4-leaf clovers, and I'll let you know how many I find.
Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy clover hunting.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you. Now it's time to make her proud. Let's do this. Nope, that was 2 3s. Okay, nothing in the first 2 patches. Staying zen. Oh? Oh? Oh my gosh. I found it. First one of the day. Hang on, there's 2 tangled together here, but I think one of them, oh my gosh. Number 2, baby. No. Nope, nope. False alarm. Wait. Not false alarm, not false alarm. Okay, we're cooking with gas. Hang on, there's a perfect little one right here. I feel like there's one more in here. Oh, oh, ho, ho. Is this, am I misseeing it? No, this is also 4. I'm at 7 and we're like, we're 20 minutes in? No. Lots of false alarms still. Got another. A 5-leaf. Ah, my first solo 5-leaf. That is so surreal. It's literally the best feeling. Oh my God. Hello.
Very cool.
All right, so
I didn't realize
I just
it was so hard to
finished
find them.
with a grand total of 17.
Yes!
Oh.
That's amazing! Congrats!
Thank you. The first whole bit of this parking lot, kind of where we started, I actually found 11 in there.
Oh my God!
Then it started petering out, so I just decided to keep walking and try the end, and then I just picked up 6 more there. But yeah, one last one for the road. 17. The whole time I was like, thank you to Gabriella Sensei, like this is just all for my coach.
That's my first time like truly coaching someone in such depth.
Really?
Because I've taken people out clover hunting, but nobody's ever like really wanting the full deep dive into clover hunting.
Yeah, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy to take this back and tell everyone how many that I was able to get on my own.
I'll let you know when I'm in New York City, if I'm ever back.
Let's go hunting in Prospect Park.
Yes.
I did eventually return to where it all started.
So I learned a lot of technique in Wisconsin. The first thing that I did wrong when I first came out here was I picked like one patch. Instead, you should just keep your head on a swivel and just look at all the patches, because when you find a patch with 4-leaf clovers in it, you'll see a bunch. Look, let me see. Hold. 4-leaf clover. Literally as we're walking. Like this is already so different from yesterday. Yeah, it's a 4-leaf clover.
That's crazy.
You know, the interesting thing about clover hunting is that it just is sort of mundane. Like, it's everywhere, and it's just walking in the places that you already live. So it's kind of like something magical within your everyday life.
You're speaking my language. That is entirely what my whole channel is about.
It just became a way to connect. Even with people on the sidewalk that are like wanting to help me find whatever I lost. I've had people stop their car, be like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And I was like, "That's very kind. Like, I'm good." But
if you want to increase your faith in humanity, go on a clover hunt.
yes.
What would you tell a hopeless 4-leaf clover hunter like I used to be?
You're gonna find one. That's what I would say.
So yes, you can. If you've never found your own 4-leaf clover, now is the time. Get outside, get searching, and please share your finds in the comments. In life, you can wait to be lucky, but there's usually a way you can make your own luck.
That was definitely interesting. Next thing.
A few years ago, millions of people logged into Fortnite and went to a concert. And not in the, watch a live stream on an in-game monitor sense. They went to the concert. Their avatars stood together in a giant surreal dreamscape while Ariana Grande performed overhead like some kind of impossible theme park attraction. Heck, I was one of those avatars, and the experience was so surprising to me, I ended up writing a whole episode about it. You can check that out here. Now, I imagine, for younger players, none of this felt strange. Of course Fortnite hosts concerts! Where you been, Unk? But for a lot of other people, especially non-gamers, moments like these were when Fortnite stopped looking like a video game and started looking like a place. And that's why our studio director Jeff wasn't especially surprised when he heard a juicy rumor that, to me, at first sounded a little bit wild. Disney might buy Epic Games. But that's crazy, right? I mean, what would the House of the Mouse even do with Fortnite that they haven't already done? Give Spider-Man 2 machine guns? But then we dug in a bit, and oh boy, turns out it's not just about Disney or Epic, but rather a different company they're actually competing with, who is an existential...
I actually already watched this video. I thought I would bring it up because it's actually pretty on point. Except Well, I'll
threat
just.
to Disney's core audience. Yeah, it turns out this tale is full of fascinating facets, big and small, that all led us to one inevitable conclusion. I don't like it, but I'm calling it now. Disney will in fact try to buy Epic. Don't believe me? That's okay. Would you mind?
It hasn't happened yet. That's the thing. But I can understand. It's going to go into this reasoning, and and that actually makes perfect sense to me.
And check it back in about 13 minutes. Before we continue today's episode, Extra Credits is only made possible due to the support of our YouTube members and patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to become a member of our EC community, click join below or the link in the description. So this exploration into predictive mergers actually started as a Design Club episode, where Will and Jeff deep dove into this for an hour and a half. And I would urge you to check that out after this episode for additional info, nuance, and Will's patented anti-corpo fire. And on that note, let's have a moment of clarity right up top. Just because we think this is going to happen does not mean we think it should happen. I personally believe the level of consolidation we are seeing today in media is one of the most poisonous things to video games as a whole. Oh, and if I had my druthers, I would go full necromancer, dig up Roosevelt, and let Zombie Teddy trust bust the heck out of this monopolistic hellscape. But sadly, that
it's no job security.
Isn't the world we live in, and my wand is in the shop. So, since my fanfic of vengeance will not come to fruition, let me set the real world stage instead. When most people think about Disney competitors, they think about companies that also make movies and television. Your Netflixes, Warner Brothers, Amazon, maybe Apple's. But that framing does miss what Disney actually does. Disney's not fundamentally in the business of films and TV. It's in the business of building places people emotionally move into. Sometimes those places are physical, like Disneyland, Disney World, and Disney Cruises. And sometimes these places are fictional, like Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar movies. The important thing to them isn't really the medium. It's the carefully designed environments built around emotional immersion. It's the feeling that they're after. Disney's goal is to create worlds people want to be a part of, and of course, pay for the privilege. And once you start looking at Disney that way, a very different competitor suddenly comes into focus. Nintendo. Because Nintendo has
which is crazy, but it makes perfect sense.
Spent the last 40 years doing almost the exact same thing, just digitally. Nintendo's real genius was obviously not raw technology. They rarely win hardware or graphics races after all. No, what Nintendo wins at is emotional attachment. Think of Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, or Animal Crossing. These aren't just...
I was thinking about all the sales that Disney has been doing, including the Switch 2, and they really have a dedicated fan base to the point where even though on other platforms they are features and experiences that people are literally missing out on. The Nintendo fan base holds strong, and that's Apple level of dedication. It's kind of weird and eerie. It's like a bunch of people that don't really care about any other platform. It's really weird. I've looked at other games that are just on Nintendo, and I was just like, yeah, those games look great, but actually, I think I'll be fine if I didn't play those games. I look at I really like space games, really good space games, and I think I have Atlas, which is not really a Star Fox game, but I got it because I was like, when was the last time you made a Star Fox game? I remember Star Fox Adventures. I didn't play it. I remember it just existing, and I remember to myself, and I was always a fan of Star Fox back in the day. The last Star Fox game I played that I owned was Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, but I was fine not owning Star Fox, and I've I've had different and even better experiences since Star Fox, since I played Star Fox. I still like Star Fox. It just recently came out with Star Fox, like a recreation of the original game, for the N64, I think. But I wasn't. But it wasn't. I wasn't really interested. I wasn't interested. I was just like, okay, if they're just redoing the same story they did since Super Nintendo, why should I fork over $80 just to get it? Like I was fine. You know.
Games people enjoy. They are worlds people grow up inside. That's why Nintendo audiences tend to behave a little differently from almost any other gaming fans. People don't simply consume Nintendo worlds. They build memories there. People remember trading Pokemon cards at recess, or arguing about who got to be Mario on the couch when they were little, or even introducing those same characters to their own kids years later. AKA, Nintendo specializes in emotional geography.
Like, even when I think about the Pokemon series, like, let me just poke at Pokemon for a bit, because I know a lot of people, they have opinions about Pokemon. I don't really care. Like, I get that Pokemon, I understand the appeal of Pokemon. I get the Pokemon. I think the Pokemon is a really great game series. I get the whole shebang about Pokemon. Pokemon, there is one thing that bothers me about Pokemon as an RPG series, and that it's like there's a little bit of esoteric-ness to it. Like, yeah, I get it. Like every single Pokemon you could probably technically look up and have, but in order to, like, across the entire series, in order to have access to all the Pokemon, you need to buy both editions of the game, and both editions of the game are like, it's deliberately made so that, like, you can't have all the Pokemon available on each edition. And I kind of get why that's like that, but I don't like it. Like, it's like an artificial wall. Like, making that wall artificial kind of, I know it's to force people to trade Pokemon and, like, socialize and whatnot, but and also encourage people to collect, but it really just seems like it doesn't sit well with me. It really doesn't. It really doesn't sit well with me. It does not sit well with me.
And critically, as any parent can attest to, the Venn diagram of Disney and Nintendo audiences of kids, teens, and families is basically almost just like...
When I was watching this video the first time, when he made that Venn diagram, I was like, they're both the same thing. The Disney and the Nintendo fans are both the same thing.
One circle. People looking for entertainment that feels welcoming.
And that's when it makes sense. That's when it made sense. I was like, oh yeah.
Colorful, adventurous, and emotionally sincere. And that overlap matters. Because competition in entertainment is no longer just about who has the best movie or the best console. It's about who creates the places audiences emotionally want to live and spend money to return to. Plus, those places over the last decade have increasingly become digital, RIP IRL third spaces, and those digital places are where Disney hasn't historically done that well. Of course, by digital places, I don't...
And that's the part that really bothers me. Like, and it's not just Disney. Microsoft has the same problem too, to a certain extent. They both, I think from a business standpoint, from his standpoint, from the way they're thinking, it makes big sound sense for them to get it. And so I think they're going to get it. I just don't, but their handling of the individual studios is horrible. And you can see that reflected in how Microsoft is handling the situation with the massive layoffs that they're doing, right? Like Double Fine is on its own, Ninja Theory is on its own, but like it really just seems like they don't have a good handle on like handling like game studios. We'll have to see after everything is done at Xbox, the restructuring is done at Xbox, but like it doesn't. like what's happening at Microsoft isn't new. It's kind of like the history of acquisitions. I remember Square Enix used to own Crystal Dynamics. I think the people that don't that like made Tomb Raider, or at least the IP that was Tomb Raider, and then they released the IP that was Tomb Raider. Like, and they weren't releasing any Tomb Raider games. The same thing happened with Rare. Rare is the people that made I don't know, like Conker's Bad for a Day, but I'm also thinking like Crash Bandicoot. Like they haven't they haven't, like, that series has gone stale, you know? So
don't just mean in games. This also includes persistent online shared social places, which is where Epic suddenly becomes way more interesting, because they potentially can give Disney three things that they do not fully control at this moment. 1. A direct relationship with video game players. 2. The infrastructure powering modern digital worlds. And 3. A massive, persistent social space where younger audiences are already spending time. More specifically, the Epic Games Store, Unreal Engine, and Fortnite. And these three pieces don't function separately. They all build towards each other. The store is the gateway to the relationship, the engine powers the worlds, and Fortnite becomes one of those places those worlds actually live. Now, of these three pieces, the Epic Games Store might seem like the least exciting to talk about, but strategically, it is pretty dang important. Because we all know that storefronts in gaming are not just stores, they're gateways. And whoever owns the gateway owns access to the audience. Heck, Nintendo understands this deeply. When someone buys a Nintendo game, Nintendo controls almost every layer of that interaction. The hardware, the storefront, the account system, the recommendations, the whole Koopa of an ecosystem. And because they control all of that, Nintendo maintains a remarkably direct relationship with its audience. I mean, their showcases are literally called Nintendo Directs. Disney, however, they don't have that in gaming. If they want to release a game, it currently has to go through someone else's platform, like Sony, Valve, Microsoft, Apple, or Google. Which means Disney is always operating inside someone else's ecosystem.
yeah, they're always like in somebody else's house. Like always.
And companies at the gargantuan scale like Disney is at. To say they dislike dependency would be an understatement, especially in spaces they believe matter to the future of entertainment. Now, to be clear, Disney isn't going to buy the Epic Store because the Epic Store is currently dominating the...
I saw this image. I saw this other one people saying, I thought that was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
PC gaming market. I think we all know it's not, but even if it was, that wouldn't be the point. Disney wouldn't be buying the store for what it is today. It would be buying it for what it enables tomorrow. Imagine this dark future, because I guarantee Disney sure has. You are 12 years old and open the Epic Disney Store the same weekend a new Marvel movie gets released. You actually just got home from seeing it, and there's an ad for it right there that's clickable and sends you into a living Fortnite Avengers space tied directly into the film, where you can play missions with friends and, of course, purchase cosmetics connected to scenes you just saw in the theater. Then it would gently guide you into another experience on the Disney World without ever leaving the Disney Store ecosystem. Rinse, repeat, cry into a pillow. Now imagine you were the company controlling that entire interaction. That is the kind of relationship platform companies dream about. Not just isolated purchases. Persistent engagement, which locks you into an ecosystem and trains you early to stay there your whole life. This is where the Nintendo comparison starts becoming even clearer. Nintendo's strength is never any single product. It's the cohesion of it all. Everything reinforces everything else. Disney already has IP people love, so the store is simply the first step needed to turn that IP into a persistent digital ecosystem. Of course, storefronts alone don't build digital worlds, and for that, Disney would need something even more important: the technology that powers them. And this is where the conversation stops being Disney buys a game company and starts becoming much larger. Enter Epic's Unreal Engine. In 2026, Unreal is no longer just for making video games. It's now more akin to a building block of modern entertainment. One useful way to think about it is this. Owning Unreal is a little bit like owning all the materials that roads are built out of. And roads shape how everything moves, so if you own the means of production, you kinda get to decide how and where people can go. and entire creative industries increasingly move through Unreal's infrastructure, whether we the audience realizes it or not. Games run on it, animation pipelines run on it, virtual sets for films run on it, the effects houses run on it. Now, Disney is already deeply invested in that ecosystem. If you've seen the behind-the-scenes footage from productions like The Mandalorian, for example, you've seen giant LED environments rendering digital worlds around actors in real time. That technology, colloquially known as a volume stage, is powered by the Unreal Engine, and it's changed how movies and television get made. It can help directors and actors see CGI environments during live filming. Elements can be changed in real time, allowing production to become more flexible, and entire pipelines are becoming faster and cheaper. This isn't experimental technology anymore, it's become standard. And this changes the acquisition conversation dramatically. Because once Disney depends on Unreal at that scale, a different question starts emerging in Mickey's mind. What would happen if someone else buys Epic first? Now this acquisition is about protecting critical infrastructure. Because imagine a world where like Apple or Amazon buys Epic, or Tencent buys a whole bunch more of it. Then Disney would have to depend on production technology controlled by another giant corporation who might have entirely different or conflicting priorities. That's the kind of strategic vulnerability that companies this large spend billions of dollars trying to avoid. Because ownership of materials for infrastructure matters, like a lot. Right now, Unreal is broadly accessible. Massive publishers use it, but so do small teams, indie devs, and students. Heck, that openness is part of why Unreal became so ubiquitous in the first place. If a future owner started restricting access, prioritizing only certain platforms, or slowly turning Unreal into a more closed ecosystem, the consequences for anyone in the industry that doesn't own it could be enormous. And due to Disney's track record, plenty of people in gaming hear something like Disney owning Unreal Engine and immediately think that sounds like an unmitigated disaster. Hi, hello, I am one of those people. Jeff, he's not so sure yet. But one thing that we both do agree on is that we are right to worry about this. The games industry is already neck-deep in consolidation. Players are tired of ecosystems getting locked down. Developers are tired of dependence on giant corporations controlling more and more infrastructure. And everyone with a soul is tired of the tens of thousands of layoffs in the gaming space over the last few years because one company decided to buy another. Those concerns are very real and they affect very real people. But as I'm told to constantly remember, we are not talking about if this would be good for the entertainment industry. We are talking about why we think Disney is going to pay a Scrooge McDuck's worth vault of cash to acquire Epic. Of course, all of that doesn't matter if the infrastructure they're building doesn't take you any place you'd want to invest a lot of time in. And this is where the entire dark argument clicks into place. Because Fortnite may be one of the clearest examples we've ever seen of entertainment evolving from media into environment. Not a game they play, a place they go. And for younger audiences especially, who are kind of starved these days for IRL third spaces, that distinction is incredibly important. For many kids, Fortnite functions less like Halo or Call of Duty, and more like a digital mall, skate park, arcade, convention center, and social network all fused into one. People log in just to exist there, to hang out, to talk and experience events together. And like, say, a good session of D&D, sometimes the game itself that you're all there for is almost kind of secondary to the human interaction you get to have while doing it. And from Disney's perspective, that's enticing. Because Disney's greatest strength has never simply been in storytelling. It's been in environmental storytelling. Creating spaces that make people feel emotionally transported has really been their bread and butter for years. That's what Disneyland does. You walk through Pirates of the Caribbean, and momentarily you feel like you've entered another world. Those doors open on Rise of the Resistance at Galaxy's Edge, and suddenly Star Wars feels physically real. I've been there, and if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Disney builds emotional immersion better than almost anyone else in the business. So now imagine applying that design philosophy to a persistent online world with hundreds of millions of existing and paying users already emotionally invested in the space itself. So when people say something like, why would Disney want to buy a shooter video game? My answer is, nah man, Fortnite's not that anymore. It's a digital theme park. One where concerts happen, movies premiere, brands sell their wares, creators make environments, and friends gather socially, all existing in a big ol' evolving online world. Right now, Disney participates in Fortnite transactionally. They have Marvel skins, Star Wars events I will never forgive them for, and temporary collaborations. But ownership would change that completely, because then Disney wouldn't be licensing into a space, but rather helping to shape the space itself to whatever it wanted. And unlike physical theme parks, these experiences would scale to infinity and beyond. No travel to arrange, no hotels to manage, no super spreaded cruises to contain. Just persistent access to an online shared world, perhaps maybe for a nominal fee that I'm sure would never increase exponentially year over year over year after you've been lulled into thinking it's affordable, then all of a sudden you're paying $30 a month. Where was I? Ah yes, this is why the rumor matters much more than Disney buys Fortnite. Because if this comes to fruition, what Disney may actually be buying is the ability to compete for the next generation's emotional home turf. Nintendo understood it years ago. Fortnite's proving it now at a global scale. And we think Disney realizes that the next Disneyland, it's not going to be built in Anaheim. It's going to be built everywhere. Well, been about 13 minutes. 2 questions for you. 1, are you convinced yet? And 2, are you as depressed as I am? This episode was made possible due to our wonderful YouTube members and amazing patrons over on Patreon. And if you'd like to help ensure the future of extra credits and even get your face immortalized in bean form, then click the join.
Yeah, so that was an interesting video. Yeah, it just Disney has every opportunity to screw the pooch. Like every other company that's ever done an acquisition, I don't know how to feel about that. I just don't. But one thing that I do know is that, and one thing that he pointed out that's true that I didn't give too much thought until now is that young people experience video games much more differently than millennials do, or people like myself do. Because they grew up during a different time period, might have to prepare for that because, like, there might be a drastic, I don't know, but he does have some good points. Okay, I'm so sorry. Suddenly I have like a sleeping spell, and I don't know if I'm gonna even last like the amount of time that I thought I was going to do this in, I don't know. I don't even like the idea that I didn't stream yesterday. But honestly, also, if I streamed yesterday, I wouldn't have had that video to look up, so. It's point I have this installed already, and I just went eyeballing. Give me a second. Sorry. I'm gonna run. Ooh. I really wasn't prepared to run this game today. Game isn't even set up right. It's like it's not even on full screen. It's gotta be windowed. There's all sorts of things that are wrong with it. I really should have done this before I hold on, this is going to take a while. Oh my god. Hold on. There we go. Normally I would like handle all this before I even started the stream, but I felt very confident in its manageability into Windows 11, and I think that may have been short-sighted. Hear anything? I'm trying to do this as fast as I can, I swear. Why isn't there any sound? No, there's sound. Still doesn't solve all my problems though. Turn off full screen, please. Apparently, that's messing with him. Oh my god, the balloon. Thank you. Okay. Next. Bro, what? Is that how high it goes? I know you can't see this, but actually pretty horrendous. Can I just... I just want full screen. Hit by resolution. Oh, is this actually affecting like the stream? Like how my model, oh my god, it is. Oh my god, it's affecting my model. I didn't realize it was gonna be this bad. Exactly my revelation. And adjusted to it. Oh, perfect. That's what I want. Oh, but I can't do, oh wow, that's interesting. Why not? I know you can't see this on my screen. I'm just working on trying to get it working perfectly. Give me a second. is we're going to fade to perfect. So now that's not working. Try this. Oh, perfect. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. It works now. Okay. It works now. Let's change the title. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good to go. All right. That took a while. Sorry for the yeah, we're starting good. Your uncle's off.
Once upon a time. That's how these things usually start, yes? A sister took pity on her brilliant, prolific, and incredible brother. She had somehow gotten it in her head that he might be lonely, or at least that's what she claims. And so, on a perfectly fine, productive Friday afternoon, the sister picked up her son from the Elwood Academy for Boys and dropped the aggravating child off on the brother's doorstep. Now the boy, had visited Quadrangle Manor on a few occasions. Each time was complete with a grand entrance from the brother, who was in fact a professor and inventor with a profound and soaring intellect. With each visit, the inventions he exhibited became more slick and cutting edge. The boy eagerly awaited the revealing of the professor's latest contrivance, but this, the most captivating of visits, started a bit differently. Well, let's see here. If I configure the transdimensional velocity regulator at approximately 0.887.
Oh, this is full screen. Gotcha.
Oh, you're here? I have the most incredible invention to show you this visit. Unfortunately, I'm a bit indisposed at the moment. If you take your luggage into the foyer, I will join you as soon as I can. Ah, you confounded machine. What was that?
What's that?
Oh, good. That should be a safety release for the door up there somewhere. Now, where on earth did I put that? Wait a minute. Something isn't quite right here. Oh, no. Ah! Wait, what just happened? I'm not entirely sure where I am right now. The security uplink on my watch still seems to work, so I can see you and... Hello? You can hear me, right? Jump around a bit if you can. Ah! It seems as if I can still tap into the intercom system. Well, I most certainly can do better than this. Testing. There. Ah, much better. Now, what in the world are you doing here? Were you supposed to be here today? No matter. Well, judging from the current underwhelming amount of light in this room, we're still on backup power. My head is killing me. It seems as though I now possess a rather large epidural hematoma. A bump on the head. Do me and yourself a favor and head to the front hall. There's a way to restart the power grid. Last I remember, I was in the new technology sector, and then... I don't know. I do think the failsafe was tripped accidentally. Unfortunately, the front door will remain in lockdown until you can restore the power. If you head over to my office over on the left, you should be able to restart the manor's power grid. Throw that switch there. It should be the one.
Let's open up.
Well, that wasn't as effective as I had hoped. You'll have to reactivate the generators in each sector in order to lift the current lockdown. Just, take the glove in the box with you. I wish you could see my facial expression right now, as I am not pleased. What you are holding is an early prototype of the interdimensional ship device, or IDS device for short. It's one piece of my latest invention that should come in handy. Get it? You know, because it's a glove.
Right.
If you can access the generator at the back of each wing, we might be able to lift the lockdown on the rest of the house. It seems as if the breaker did unlock the blue wing. Well, I suppose you should start there first. There's something I must tell you. My latest invention has required me to make a few adjustments to the house since the last time you barged in. I mean, visited. Now, one of the topics that our family has been studying for several generations are rifts existing between various dimensions. I've been able to develop a power source that will channel enough energy into one of these dimensional rifts that it can be widened enough to travel through.
Not a literal jetpack. It still works. And ice beam. It's the ice beam from the beginning of the game.
The glove controls the power source, which allows you to travel to whichever dimension has rifts in the area.
Alright. I'm bugged. I don't think I should be streaming right now.
You won't have control over the ability to switch dimensions yet. Just be patient. This door is using one of my inventions, the repetitive, periodic, articulating groove, or a drinking bird, except it's far more advanced.
Alright. Back at this time, I'm just gonna end this.
Well, because your glove is an early prototype, it has a few limitations in terms of dimension accessibility and the distance it can be from a receptacle in order to function. You'll see what I mean, eventually.
Cat looks superb. That cat is derping. Oh my god, he's derping hard. Is that the same cat, though?
This is such an early experiment with dimensional shifting, so I decided to have it triggered remotely with a drinking bird. Instead of operating a door, the bird will trigger a dimensional shift. There's an IDS battery in the machine that will power the dimensions, which in this case is Fluffy Dimension. In addition to Fluffy being embarrassingly adorable, it's also rather useful because everything is 10 times lighter than normal.
Huh.
Though that looks like a regular scale, it is in fact a portable kinetic mass to electricity converter. There's that lovely bird again. Sometimes I call him Desmond. Something to note. Since you're holding a version of the IDS device, you, in fact, are not the you in an alternate dimension. Let me try that again. You remain constant, so no matter the dimension, your mass, shape, speed, and trying personality remain the same.
Oh, I see.
You should throw that IDS battery into the receptacle mounted on the wall. That receptacle will distribute the power source around the room, allowing you to now use your IDS device to switch dimensions at your leisure. As I mentioned, dimensional rifts in the matter are magnified by the stabilizing energy from the IDS receptacle and batteries. This is what enables you to slip between dimensions when you're wearing the IDS glove. That's DOLI, Dynamic Object Linear Ligation Interface. To you, a cloning device. I like my house just simple, so I decided to add functionality to her to keep everything consistent.
Oh God.
I'll need to tune that later. These are my own particular hybrid beams of carbon dioxide and neodymium dope yttrium aluminum garnet lasers using an alternating ray configuration. It gives them an extra kick. Unfortunately, the breaking of this glass is a necessary evil. Don't take that as permission to do it elsewhere.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it because I keep blanking out. I keep yeah, I think I'm off to a good start, but I think from here I'm just gonna have to restart my playthrough because like my mind, like I'm tired. I'm tired for like no good reason, and like I'll be playing the game and like I'll lose my place in it. I did. This is what I was afraid of from yesterday. I was kind of in the same mood, so I don't know. I'm glad that I watched the YouTube videos. The YouTube videos was a nice distraction, but I'm gonna have to like, I'll try. I'll see if I can try again tomorrow. I'm so sorry. If you like what you see, please follow, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. I know this is a short stream. I know it's an hour and 20 minutes, but yeah, I'll try again tomorrow. We'll see about that. I don't have a definitive time, but I will. I think I'll try. I'll try to see if I can try again tomorrow. Happy Saturday. Bye.